Hello there everyone and welcome back. After spending a good 700 or more renown trying to figure out that damn issue I was having last video with my skill abilities, I think I have an idea what's going wrong. The only problem is it's not gonna fix it. Because what I try to do is unequip all my skills and then reorder them back into the order I would like them to be in. So the Void Shield Transfer, the Supercharge, and then whatever third utility ability I want for my Dominators and Overlords. The problem is, after I log out, or may potentially go right into a battle, then it resets and reshuffles itself, so safe to say I think I'm pretty screwed on trying to get some consistency with my abilities, which is going to be irritating, because the only alternative I could think of is maybe getting rid of these stasis bombs, and hopefully, with the emergency capacitors that might fix it. I seriously doubt, but nonetheless, all that renown wasted for nothing. So I might have to be forced to either limit my potential power with like removing stasis bombs to lock things down, not to mention stasis bombs in general aren't really reliable to hit targets. It's more to kind of force them to go certain direction you want. On top of the best case scenario that they do get stuck in a stasis bomb, in which case you can capitalize nicely. Although, to be fair, emergency capacitor isn't too terrible for the route I'm going. I kind of would prefer I wait until I got fast pattern shields, so to kind of give me the, 25% shield resistance for my overlords before I even consider that, if I were to be honest. And both my overlords, my battle cruisers, aren't even close to level 8 to get that just yet. They would have to get like maybe 4 or 5 matches each. I forget exactly how many missions they would need, because I think from what I noticed it scales based on what level they actually are. So I got 2, maybe 3 missions in already with that one overlord, and I'll probably need maybe 5 more before it levels, if I were to guess. So not happening anytime soon to justify it, I think, unless I'm really getting so irritated. And lack of gravita, what are you doing when we have 300 fleet point value? So this will be a bit of a break, maybe. Oh, I take that back, it's still Eldar. I could really screw him over and go with 2 well, I was gonna say go with 2 Dominators, but I'm actually 10 points short. Although this almost demands a Dominator, but I'm interested in trying to enhance my play against Eldar. Dominators are a little bit too easy with the Novacans, because I feel like I got the Novacans figured out. It's just that as soon as the Dominators are destroyed or out of the fight, or if their Novacans are destroyed, I feel so helpless, as made apparent in my last match. So I don't think I want to go that route. This is a stupid idea, considering I don't really have another cruiser to fall back on, because I seriously doubt the Gothic's up for a challenge. So we're gonna try to focus on getting better torpedoes there, because hey, my streak's already ruined, so I'm okay with experimentation a little bit. Not going to be very exciting, I'm probably already condemning myself to a loss. But I'm willing to try and improve my play here, especially since I do have short burn torpedoes, which in theory can be effective if I'm good with how I use them. I gotta kind of be proactive with them, is really the key. Because if I think he's going in for an attack run and he's in front of me, I should fire torpedoes as soon as possible to either make him panic and do his 180 fails maneuver early and try to run, and potentially, if I time the stasis bomb right, fly into that. Very unlikely, but at least the torpedoes can at least force him to bail out early, because he's only going to have like 2 cruisers anyway, and a frigate, if I were to assume. That is what we're looking at. Maybe a cruiser, a light cruiser, and then a frigate. I think is a fair assumption. I can actually find out maybe if he fires any torpedoes or launches any fighters. To be honest though, I completely forget what Eldar has as far as cruisers. I don't even think they have any cruisers with pulsars, which is going to be interesting if that's the case. They have fighters and a lot of pulsar, or was it star cannons though, so this may not be as effective practice as I like, at least fighting against pulsars. Well, I'm willing to accept this as a learning experience. I'm willing to do this. I just gotta figure out,
Changing course.
should I fire torpedoes now? Because he's going sideways. I gotta be good about aiming this, though.
Engines hot.
That's probably not gonna hit, but I can play with this some.
Engines hot.
Play with this a little bit here.
Changing
So he's
course.
gonna easily dodge that. I want to try...
Ship ready.
Okay.
Helm coordinates acknowledged.
I could do a hard turn, potentially dodge that. Okay, and I got maybe 2 or 3 hits, so he immediately repaired. That's no surprise. That surprises
Setting
no one.
course.
Although I kind of wish I had a Widowmaker now, since I'm not relying on Nova cans.
Understood.
That may have been a bit of a mistake,
Ship
but
ready.
I didn't really have the points to get full advantage, to be honest.
Course plotted.
So,
Awaiting orders.
we're gonna recharge.
Orders received.
Gonna try and recharge.
Reloading.
And let's see. I can easily...
Enemy ship sighted.
So fighters are launching, I know this, so I can turn around and deal with that.
Setting course. Acquiring new vector.
And just let the fighters go after my Dauntless. I
Yes.
kind of should have threw a beacon on one of them, though. That was a huge mistake, I feel like.
Course plotted.
But I do know he doesn't have pulsars, he's really fighter-centric. I do know that much at least.
Your orders.
Took a tiny bit of damage. Okay, I take that back. I took 100 points of damage. So, can
Awaiting
I
orders.
get... Let me... I know
Setting course.
if he's 300 points, I did not pay attention to his fleet there, but he probably doesn't have the upgrades he wants to go to the asteroid field without taking damage. So, I can safely assume
Changing course.
that he is going around there and rather not go through.
Ship ready.
And I gotta be mindful of this Cobra not dying horribly.
At your command.
And let's see, do I get a hit? Ah, close. The one torpedo that got destroyed could have got me a hit.
Understood.
And where's the third ship? It's still silent running. I know it's around somewhere. It's probably down below.
Awaiting orders.
Which means these ships are isolated.
Cruising speed set. At your command.
Okay, he's launching fighters.
Acquiring new vector.
Gonna turn.
All ahead full.
Try and destroy as many of these as possible.
Helm coordinates acknowledged.
That was probably a bad idea, though, doing
Cruising
that.
speed set. Yes, Admiral.
Although I am gonna get some damage in. I at least got that going. And you are in an asteroid field, which I do not want. That was a huge mistake.
Your orders. Reloading.
Not to mention, I'm not really paying attention. This is not the learning experience I may have wanted.
Helm coordinates acknowledged.
And he's boosted out, so at least one of his freight cruisers are out of the fight. And he did apparently have 3 cruisers too, like 3 light cruisers, so he must have had like, what, 30 points or something like that.
Awaiting orders.
Set the recharge.
Orders received.
I got vision, so I can at least follow him
Admiral.
and start chipping with some lances. I just gotta be mindful of those fighters though.
Your orders.
And like an idiot, I wasted my 2 Cobras, but I can still keep going. I did a lot more damage than he did to me, so I got that at least.
All ahead full. Ship ready.
And he wasted his fighters, so that's not a big deal.
Cruising speed set.
So,
Awaiting orders.
what's next? There's no threat of pulsars. I'm gonna have torpedoes in a moment. He is launching fighters though, so
Burn retros.
not a huge deal. Can I get a hit though?
Your orders. Understood.
Supercharged void shield, got some fires in, so that's good.
Engines to maximum.
And let's board these things.
Helm
I
coordinates.
sure as hell wasn't expecting to ram it, but that's wishful thinking, I guess.
Orders.
Well,
Activating
that had to hurt.
cogitators.
Maybe I could have rammed him with how he stayed so close, so long.
Enemy ship sighted. Changing course.
Oh, and he also autocast his silly little boarding, so that was a bit of a waste for him, wasn't it?
Changing course.
I am not objecting at all. Although I did burn all my boosters, so that was a mistake, I think. And I did get a fire. So far, so good.
All ahead full.
Yeah, let's see. Cobra, you're going in.
Plotted.
Let me try and not waste my Cobra some more if I could help it.
Acquiring new vector. Engines hot.
And he's warping the other ship out.
Cruising speed set.
Got some fires in. Got a lot of potential damage in. My Overlord's going to be useless for the rest of this, I think. Oh no, he's going.
Orders. Enemy ship sighted.
Oh, that was bad aim.
Ship ready. Engines to maximum.
Oh, that could have killed it. Well, not exactly the practice I want to want. But then again, what was I really aiming for? Really just to work on my torpedoes. Did I get that? Almost feel like I didn't. Probably because I was expecting him to go more pulsars, probably. Because I can handle fighters, it's just really awkward for me as far as keeping formation, which, if I were to be perfectly honest, I did not even do. Although Cobras are going to be amazing against those fighters, especially when they're not upgraded. And I did upgrade them with extra turrets, which makes them even more valuable. Although, if this was a real Eldar fight, or a real fight against Eldar, with full survivability on them, level 10 and God knows what our upgrades Eldar will probably take, remains to be seen. So, I don't know if I got what I wanted. Needless to say, a Dominator would have crushed him with his formation as it was. The only reason his third Solaris spread out was because he was kind of forced to, because I was in a little bit of a wedge, if I remember correctly, or charging in between the three of them. Although, I can't quite remember how that played out exactly. Let's see, if I remember correctly, yeah, my Dauntless is almost level 9. Let me just stop mumbling, because I think that's what I'm doing, and just go for another one. Hopefully a real match. I feel like I don't feel, at least in comparison to the 300-point Chaos match, I don't feel as bad. I feel like he could have had a chance there with those fighters. If I recklessly flew at him, I would have took a crap ton of damage. And with me spraying out like I did with the Dauntless flying so far away from the Overlord, he could have potentially abused that to some extent, maybe? Hard to really say. He sure as hell can't abuse it if he uses all 3 of his Solaris on one cruiser though, like he did. So, Chaos. What do I want to do with Chaos? I want to try and aim to insult them with long range potential. And I love the idea of having my Retribution in, because that's going to be doing amazing damage potential, especially for Widowmaker, and the fact that it's not seeing much action lately, so I want to fix that. Which means the Gothic goes in for the support, and more torpedoes is the name of the game, because I love good torpedoes on Chaos. They seem to melt so quickly, if done effectively. Get 2 Widowmakers for the Fission, and hopefully this works pretty good. I still need to figure out how to get my regular Mark 1 Dauntless in play, because I feel like the lack of torpedoes can hurt me a lot. Because all it's really offering at the moment is an extra stasis bomb and shield transfer. Which, if I can use the stasis bomb effectively to either reposition him or to get them trapped, then maybe I can get some use out of the Mark 1. As it stands, I don't think a stasis bomb alone justifies the lack of torpedoes, especially with short burn. And since he doesn't really have torpedoes, I could kind of do a tight formation to an extent. Well, actually I don't. I probably want to consider torpedoing early and often if I can, even if they're unlikely to hit. It's hard to say. He's got 5 ships, so that's kind of the same concept as what I have. Instead of light cruisers, he decided to go with maybe another cruiser instead. And maybe forsake any of the frigates. It helps if I hit these hotkeys properly though. And I didn't even plan what would be good position. I just know I like being in the middle, because I got more firepower, I got more brute force, basically, because I even got more armor on the front, so I should be able to bully him a bit. So the theory, why I like just going straight to the middle, is he doesn't want to stay close to me, which means if he tries to engage a long range, he's more closer to the borders. Which I feel like something that's useful. It's just a matter of capitalizing on now. Actually, come to think of it, let me just move this stuff around. Because why not? Once I remember these orders again. And he hasn't clicked in yet, so I wonder what he's doing. So, auto cast beacon.
Awaiting orders.
That's not a big deal.
Helm coordinates acknowledged.
And Widowmaker, you're just going to go wide left.
Awaiting orders.
And the second Widowmaker actually will hide in the Nebula Cloud for me. See if I could dodge this, because if that was an autocast, I should be able to easily avoid it. 45-degree angle does make it a little tricky to tell, though, where it's going to end up. But it should be perfectly fine. The retributional click is already past, so I'm good.
Engines hot.
Where do I want to put this Widowmaker, though? Because I don't want to get sniped by a random beacon, actually.
Coordinates acknowledged.
Although, that's what my second Widowmaker is here going to be for. I want to keep that one close to the fleet, and maybe that first one will actually detect them for me. We'll see. This little centerpiece is going to be a little awkward to dance around.
Changing course.
Because I'm hitting the wrong keys and I don't want them.
Understood.
Okay, about to get vision here. About to be able to fire at it.
Awaiting orders.
And if that's a frigate, which I'm assuming it is, I can just shoot it and hopefully kill it quickly.
Enemy ship sighted.
Yep, that's Indulators, let's see. I can't remember. Okay, that's the standard one with the lance, so that's not scary at all. I just need to actually be able to shoot it now.
Yes, Admiral.
Speaking of which, I should be torpedoing. This is a prime opportunity for it, isn't it?
Your orders. Setting course.
Alright, everything, get in position. Oh,
Retros.
oh boy, that was awful, wasn't it? Thankfully, it didn't ruin my shot too much.
Ship ready.
And why is no one shooting at this thing?
Underway.
Because I'm going to need to spot these things quickly. And he's going to try and open his open fire on me. So I want to be able to deal with this quickly and then silent run as necessary. Alright.
Changing course.
So let's make sure this is I.
Awaiting orders.
Oh, he tried to bomb me and did nothing.
Understood.
If there's, oh, his devastation already took a crap ton of damage. Did I seriously hit him with that many torpedoes? Because I sure as hell don't recall hitting a mine. And he's already got 2 fires. I'm just murdering him without even trying. Oh, and he's auto-casting his abilities, so that I can abuse that horribly well.
Course plotted.
Why are you not boosting?
Engines
I'm hitting the wrong keys again, aren't I?
cruising speed set.
So just shoot away then.
At your command.
Also get
Engines hot.
my Widowmakers in there as well. And make sure, yeah, make sure that a second Widowmaker does not get sniped in any way possible. If at all possible.
Yes,
Like it's trying to do right now.
burn retros.
Well, if he wants to stand still, I'll happily oblige him, because you know what that means.
Yes, Admiral. Acquiring new vector.
Come on, panic for me, panic, dance. I'm shooting the revolver at you, at your feet, and I want to see you dance.
Awaiting orders.
Okay, there goes one of your cruisers gone in a hurry. You just get to watch in slow motion.
Awaiting orders.
I think those are also melted torpedoes, to come think of it.
Helm coordinates acknowledged.
So he's trying to focus down one of my dauntlesses there.
Set.
So try and block some. Deal with the latency as necessary. And
Setting course.
did I hit the right one? No, that was the wrong goddamn button.
At your command. Helm coordinates acknowledged.
Brace for impact.
Execute high energy
So, this is so far so good. I just gotta try and keep my ships alive if possible. Although it's not gonna happen if my Dauntless is gonna get stuck in a stasis bomb as well, I gotta point out. And I got torpedoes, so just keep firing. Oh, they're only level 2s in that. And I just saw the bottom of that torpedo there miss horribly, so that was not exciting. And did I lose my Widowmaker? No, I still have my 2 Widowmakers, so get these things moving to a better position. Although he doesn't seem to care all that much about hiding himself all that effectively. That's not gonna hit, is it? Nope, but this sure as hell will. Goodbye. The cruiser you just tried to focus down so much just ruined your ass. And I feel good about it. Also, get moving your retribution. You got work that needs doing. Also, I think I just lost my Dauntless there from not paying attention. Oh, that was a blunder. I could have kept that thing alive if I paid attention and not brag so much. See? This is what being arrogant gets you, folks. Don't follow my example, or you might end up crushing Chaos 2 like I am. So, with that said, I get some torpedo hits there. I hear shield recharge. Gonna melt a torpedo your ass. This is gonna really hurt. That is shameful.
Ship ready. Setting course. Course plotted. Damage teams, begin repair.
Okay, I could be wrong. He may not have attempted to warp out, but I did not even see a warp out attempt.
Engines to maximum. Cease fire. Your orders.
Well, come on, warp out then.
At your command.
Although if you don't want to, well, if you want to fly into a minefield, you can do that as well.
Your orders.
Well, it sounds like he's having he did not have a fun time, though. Well. I wasn't paying too much to the level there. I wasn't even paying attention if you had a battle cruiser, to be honest. Since the cruisers and battle cruisers tend to look similar except for maybe 1 or 2 different weapons, so... all I know is he had maybe a couple level 3s and 4s, so... maybe not the most exciting match. Now I'm kind of wishing I fought more higher-end Eldar so I could practice my game against Pulsars, because hitting the wrong hotkeys and inadvertently activating my Void Shields and getting an opportunity to practice more of aiming my torpedoes seems ideal, because I don't want it to be quote-unquote lucky break for me to win against Eldar. Although, running into a minefield, I guess, can be more of a fluke, I guess. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I just don't feel like those 2 matches were necessarily challenging. That's all I'm gonna say.